Welcome to SY113, the Principles of Sociology. I'm your professor, Steve Dyer. So let's get started with Chapter 1, an Introduction to Sociology. So as a sociologist, I study how society affects people and how people affect society. It's sort of like being a people watcher, and something that I've always enjoyed. So it's something that I do frequently, and so that's why I decided that I wanted to study sociology. Sociologists learn about society as a whole while studying one-to-one and group interactions. So as the sociologist studies people and studies groups of people, they learn how society is working. Let's look at the modern family, for instance. U.S. families today are much different in structure from what was historically typical. So that's how sociologists would look at society, or specifically U.S. families, and see what the change is and how that historically has changed over time. So long before sociology became its own academic discipline, many of the leading thinkers of the time were watching people and taking from that societal norms. For instance, Plato, Aristotle, Confucius, Khaldun, and Voltaire. They all set the stage for what is today modern sociology. Auguste Comte is considered by many to be the father of sociology, or modern sociology. But in spite of Comte, many think that Karl Marx may have been the father of modern sociology. His ideas on social conflict are still relevant today, and specifically in my field of criminology, Marxist criminology, or conflict criminology, is one of the leading forms of criminological thought today. So sociologists develop theories based on their observation of individuals and groups to explain social occurrences such as protest rallies like we're having today. Many sociologists today see the online world creating an emerging global culture, the emerging global culture being an electronic one, where we spend time, the observation of people in that realm is becoming much more studied by sociologists. And so it makes you question, is that how we moving forward will look at sociology and study it? Are you part of any global communities? I tend to be part of a few myself, and I will tell you that as I observe people in those global communities, it's not the same people that I see out in public. Sociology can seem somewhat mundane to people. They don't quite understand why watching people helps you understand society better. I think a great example is the sociologists Kenneth and Mamie Clark. They helped the Supreme Court decide to end separate but equal racial segregation in schools in the United States. To me, that accomplishment alone is well worth the study in sociology. So that was just a quick 5-minute video on Chapter 1. I did want to give you a little bit of summary of the chapter. So what is sociology? Sociology is the systematic study of society and social interaction. In order to carry out their studies, sociologists identify cultural patterns and social factors and determine how they affect individuals and groups. They also develop ways to apply their findings to the real world. The history of sociology, we went through a little bit of it, but just so you know, it was developed as a way to study and try to understand the changes to society brought on by the Industrial Revolution. That was in the 18th and 19th centuries. Some of the earliest sociologists thought that societies and individuals' roles in society could be studied using the same scientific methodologies that were used in the natural sciences, while others believed that it was impossible to predict human behavior scientifically, and still others debated the value of such predictions. Those perspectives continue to be represented within sociology today. We're still arguing back and forth on whether sociology is its own science. So thanks for watching. I will see you all in class, and I look forward to moving through sociology with you and taking you on a journey that has been really good to me.